A beggar used to live at a railway station in a city, filling his stomach by begging from passengers on the trains passing through. One day, while he was begging, he saw a tall man wearing a suit. He thought this man looked very rich and would surely give him good money if he asked. As he began to beg, the man looked at the beggar and said, "You are always begging. Do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am a beggar. I am always asking from people. How can I possibly have the means to give anything to anyone?" The tall man said, "If you cannot give anything to anyone, you have no right to ask. I am a businessman and I believe in transactions. Only if you have something to give me can I give you something in return." After saying this, the man sat on the train and left. The beggar began to think about what the man had said. The man's words touched his heart. He started to think that perhaps he didn't get much money in alms because he didn't give anything in return. But he was just a beggar, he felt he had nothing to give. Yet, he wondered, how long could he keep asking without giving anything? After much thought, he decided that whoever gave him alms, he would definitely give them something in return. But the question remained, as a beggar, what could he give to others? 2 days passed while he thought about this, but he found no answer. On the third day, as he sat near the station, his eyes fell on some flowers blooming on the plants nearby. He thought, why don't I give flowers to people in return for their alms? He liked this idea and picked some flowers. Now, when he went to beg on the trains, whenever someone gave him alms, he would give them a flower in return. People were happy to keep the flowers. Every day, the beggar would pick flowers and distribute them. In just a few days, he noticed that many more people were giving him alms. He would pick all the flowers he could find near the station. As long as he had flowers, he received alms. When the flowers ran out, the help stopped. This continued daily. One day, he saw the same tall man sitting on the train, the one who had inspired him. He immediately went to him and said, "Today I have some flowers to give you. Please give me alms, and in return, I will give you some flowers." The man gave him some money, and the beggar gave him the flowers. The man was very pleased and said, "Wow! Today, you have become a businessman like me." After saying this, the man got off at his station. But once again, his word struck the beggar's heart. He felt happy, his eyes shining. He felt he had found the key to success. He jumped off the train and shouted excitedly to the sky, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I can become rich too." People thought the beggar had gone mad. The next day, the beggar was never seen at that station again. But 6 months later, 2 well-dressed men were traveling at that same station. One recognized the other and they shook hands. One asked, "Do you recognize me?" The other said, "No, I think we are meeting for the first time." The first man said, "No, remember, we are meeting for the third time." The other man was confused, so the first man smiled and said, "We met twice before on this train. I am the same beggar whom you told in our first meeting what I should do in life, and in our second meeting, you told me who I really was." The businessman smiled and was amazed. "Oh, I remember. You are the same beggar who I once refused to give money to, and the second time, I bought flowers from you. But today, you are in a suit, what are you doing?" The man replied, "Yes, I am the same beggar, but today I am a big flower merchant, and I am heading to another city for business." He continued, "In our first meeting, you taught me the law of nature, that we only receive when we give. This law of transaction really works, I felt it myself. But I always thought of myself as a beggar and never thought beyond that. When we met the second time, you told me I had become a businessman. I understood that people weren't just giving me alms, they were paying for the flowers. They were buying my flowers because they couldn't find cheaper ones. I was a small businessman in their eyes, but a beggar in my own. Your advice helped me realize I was a merchant. I took the money I earned from the flowers, bought more, and grew my business. The people here love the flowers, and that love made me a big merchant." Both men were happy and continued their conversation as they stepped off the train. Friends, this story teaches us a lot. The tall businessman knew the law of give and take well. All great businessmen in the world have succeeded using this rule. The beggar adopted this natural law, and his life changed. This story tells us that if we change our thinking, we can achieve anything. If we keep thinking of ourselves as small, we will stay small. To become big, we must change our thinking. The essence of the story is that success lies in your mindset. Awaken your self-respect, think big, and see how you reach the peak of success.